Well, hello everyone. I've heard you all tossing around the 42 joke, the one from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. What is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? And it just turns out to be 42. Well, there's a lot of layers to that joke, and today I kind of wanted to provide a simple breakdown, or maybe a little bit of a too complicated breakdown on what it is and get a little too logical and kind of take all the humor out of it. So anyway, the joke starts when a super powerful and intelligent race of philosophers grow tired of all their bickering and arguing over what the meaning of everything is, that they simply construct a giant computer to calculate what the answer to life, the universe, and everything is. And unfortunately for them, it takes several million years, but after a while, it returns with them the answer 42. Now, obviously, they're not too happy, so they ask it what they need to do. And the computer responds by telling them they need to construct an even larger computer, which will take around 15 billion years to calculate the ultimate question, what actually produces the answer 42. So this super large computer is actually Earth, and the parts of Earth include the humans, the Homo sapiens, which will be one of the main contributors to the equation and the life side of things. And these superpower philosophers actually get on Earth as rats, and they are the most intelligent beings on Earth. Second would be dolphins, third is humans, obviously. Anyway, this giant computer Earth is accidentally destroyed 15 minutes before it completes the final answer. And all the rats, all the humans are killed except for 2 rats and 2 humans. The dolphins all make it off fine, don't worry about them. And the rats eventually capture the 2 humans, and they are going to use one of the humans' mind. They're going to drill into his mind to get the question out, but they're eventually thwarted, so they aren't able to do that, and the question is lost for eternity. However, just before they get away, when they report to their superiors, they decide to go with the ultimate question being, how many roads must a man walk down? Now, know that this is not the actual ultimate question, but it is in the right direction. We know it's fairly close. They're operating on intel within 15 minutes of the answer, and it's not exact, but we know it's somewhere in the right direction. Now, there are a few other factors at play, not just the ultimate question and the ultimate answer. There is another thing that's fairly unrelated called the ultimate reason, which is the third of the big 3, and it is the reason invented by a king of a mountain tribe as to why, according to a certain star position, he must always go to war with the men of the forest every few years. We don't really get much more intel than that. One of the surviving humans actually learns this reason eventually, but later reveals that the ultimate reason, the ultimate question, and the ultimate answer are all mutually exclusive, meaning that a human or most living beings cannot know more than one of the 3 at the time. The human who learns the ultimate reason forgets it, but he hears the 42. And other than that, no one who has heard the ultimate reason is able to comprehend any of the other 2. So if you were to know all 3, you would completely understand the philosophical undertones of the entire universe, but no living being is capable of it for that reason. Now, discounting living beings, there are actually robotic beings. Now, we've got Marvin, who is very likely the most intelligent being in the universe, aside from the 2 great computers which were both destroyed. Marvin himself learns the ultimate question, allegedly, and is too depressed, obviously, to share it with anyone. Now, we don't know if he's telling the truth or not, but he very likely does know the actual ultimate question and the ultimate answer together, giving him a very close to total understanding of the universe. Now, there are a few more layers. We know that Earth was actually corrupted and either way not on route to computing the proper answer, even though it was destroyed by a bunch of philosophers who didn't want to lose their job 15 minutes before computing the actual question. So about when humans first emerged, a ragtag group of space travelers named Golgafringians crash landed onto the planet of Earth, and they took over life on the planet. And these were not the actual humans. These are the humans we're descended from. They're incredibly dumb, they're very bureaucratic, and they can't get anything right. And they messed up Earth. They took the real humans off that would have calculated the correct answer, and they replaced it with this sort of dumb pseudo-intelligence. So the actual ultimate question is probably lost several layers deep. However, we know for a fact that Arthur Dent, who was the one who was on Earth when it was 15 minutes from calculating the actual question, he is able to pull tiles out of a Scrabble bag on the early Earth just as the Golgafringians are taking over and get very close to the ultimate question. What he gets is, what do you get when you multiply 6 times 9? Now we know that's not right. Now fun fact, 6 times 9 is 42 in base 13. But with this and Marvin's response, we can, one popular fan theory is that we can infer that the ultimate question is actually just what is 6 times 7, which means that we would need the ultimate reason to fully understand all three. That and the roads theory lead to some sort of, there's fan theories all over the place. It doesn't really matter in the end, but maybe there's 6 roads, 7 forks in the road, 9 forks in the road. Again, we don't really know, and we probably never will because we're humans. There is one last player though, maybe 2 depending on how you define it. None of the 3 ultimate reason, question, and answer need to be understood if you can read God's final message to his creation, which we as the readers actually get to read at the end of one of the books, and so does Marvin. We apologize for the inconvenience. Make of that what you will. That is kind of the summary of all 3 of the parts, and the one last facet of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy universe that could possibly have similar philosophical ramifications would be the sort of 6 keys of the universe. One of them is actually Marvin's left arm. These keys were used to create an envelope over a race of beings who deemed the sky so ugly that they would destroy the entire universe. They, however, are imprisoned in this envelope, and it's sealed with the 6 keys. They eventually managed to get the 6 keys and escape. They're thwarted shortly after. But one of these is Marvin's left arm, and when you take into account that Marvin has one of the 6, he was in presence of the core of the Heart of Gold, which is one of the other ones. He had one, was in presence of another, maybe a third, depending on how you sync up the timelines, which there's a lot of time travel. So when you sync up the fact that he had 3, maybe half of the keys to the universe, he had heard the ultimate question, read God's final message to his creation, and allegedly knew the ultimate question and knew the ultimate answer. It's very possible he has the most complete understanding of the universe, which is why he's all sad all the time, but also died something close to happy. It's hard to say, and we'll never know, but that is the long and convoluted explanation behind the 42 joke. I hope you enjoyed.